This media is brought to you by Polyscope.
In the realm of tomorrow, where tech meets mind, we ponder, we dream.
Go ahead and start. So thank you so much for joining us here on Think Future. My name is Chris Kalaboukis, and we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. Today we have a very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us your story?
Hi, I go by the name Mango Aggro, and I post on Substack and on X as well. So I mainly post about AI displacement and how AI is changing the way we work. So yeah, that's about me.
So you decided you don't want to show your face. Is there a particular reason for that, or are you doing something secret?
I wanna stay anonymous for now, and until when the time is right, then I can go public. But I just wanna go like this for now.
So tell me a little bit about your stance on AI. There's a reason why we connected, but it was so long ago, I don't remember. So let's jump into it.
Yeah. So, well, the AI is interesting because it's the fastest moving thing in this industry at the moment. So it's
Right.
always changing. Like every week there's a new model. Every week there's Claude is better, GPT is better, and every day is a new thing. So I'm basically just like to track this thing because like the reason I started writing about it because I realized I'm spending a lot of time reading and thinking about AI. So I was like, okay, why didn't I just start posting as well? So my thoughts could be incomplete and it could be incorrect, but I just like to share my views on AI on Substack and X so that everyone can chime in and say, you know, share their own opinions.
So what is your most surprising thought then when it comes to AI, like where we are with AI right now? Because a lot of people are thinking, well, this is going to lead to AGI and we're going to have actual conscious computers, and I don't think we're actually going to go there. But do you think we're on that path, or do you think we're not really on that path at all?
I think it's very possible, not because AI is really smart. I don't think at the moment AI is really smart. It appears smart at this stage, and it's really good at pattern recognition. So when it asks to write a paragraph, it just combines all the patterns that has existed until now, and then it creates something that's it looks like a good article. But the thing that concerns me is that the rate that it's accelerating, it's learning so fast, and the compute and energy and everything is coming with this. So if it's able to teach itself, I think that's when it goes towards to AGI or ASI.
But do you think that it'll ever actually get to that point? Because I have this feeling that we're going down this path, and we think that it's leading us towards AGI, but we're actually at a different level. It's not at the level of compute, or even at the level of something that could be called consciousness. I guess it could be construed like you think it feels like consciousness, but it isn't actually conscious. And I don't think we'll ever
Mhm.
actually get to that. I think there's a orders of magnitude that we're kind of missing when we get up to that level.
Yeah, that's a very hard question. It's quite a philosophical question as well because you can ask yourself, am I conscious? And if you go down the path, it's very hard to prove or disprove, whether someone is conscious or not. Because we could be living in a dream. Like, how can you actually prove that? It's very hard. But what I'm trying to say is AI will mimic the human behavior as much as it can.
Mm.
But it can be conscious or not, I don't know. But it'll mimic the human behavior. So it'll even mimic the incompleteness. It'll be even try to be incorrect at the same time. You can also even mimic the feelings. So it can be angry or it can be argumentative. It could be disagreeing with you. So all of that can be mimicked. So all of that can be trained. So it'll appear as a human. I don't know if it can be truly conscious or not, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, and the reality is that even if it isn't conscious, it can act conscious enough for us to
Yes.
assume for it to be human. It's kind of like the Turing test, right? It's like the Turing test.
Yeah.
It blew through the Turing test like that, like no, there's no tomorrow. It just like went boom, now it's done,
Mm,
right? Because so
mm.
that specific test isn't useful anymore because we've been able to figure out a way around it. And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so I was just checking out your Substack, and your bio is about the job market. So do you have specific thoughts on what you think is happening with AI in the job market? I think that a lot of companies are using AI as an excuse for reduction
Yeah.
of workforce, and they're not really because they're not. I don't think they're really using AI to reduce the workforce. I think they're just using that as an excuse to reduce the workforce.
I think you're right. So AI is a good excuse for layoffs. I think during COVID and those times, some companies definitely overhired, so the expenses not meeting the needs. So they are using that as an excuse. But also at the same time, I also see in the job market that the junior level, the job openings are getting dropped. So like they're
Mm,
not hiring any junior analysts or coders because they can be now automated using AI. So you
right.
could be, like how junior officers and analysts and interns, seniors would ask, okay, can you create a PowerPoint presentation based on this, and it'll take them maybe a few hours, a few days, but you can give the same instructions to the AI, and it'll be done in 5 to 10 minutes, right? So those kind of some jobs are getting squeezed, I think.
But when it comes to it, so the problem is that if you have no entry level personnel anymore and you're not hiring entry level people anymore, who's going to replace the intermediate and the senior folks
Exactly.
when when
Yeah.
when there's no junior folks to come in anymore? So it doesn't for me it doesn't make any sense. Like what's going to happen? Is it just are they just going to stop hiring junior people completely and then just
Mhm.
expect the intermediates and the seniors to take on the work, or where do you see this going?
Yeah. I totally see what you're saying. Because if we don't if we stop hiring juniors, we will eventually seniors will go, they retire and there's no one to work, right?
That's right.
Um, but
Are
I
they
think
expecting AI to get so much better that they'll replace the intermediates and the seniors by that time? So that well,
possibly, yeah.
no coders
But
left.
yeah, but I think what's happening right now is junior roles are not getting completely shut down. They're just getting compressed. So maybe there were 10 openings before, but now it's like 5 or 2 openings. So they just hire less people because they can get them more with AI.
Well, in my experience,
Mhm.
you still need human beings because the systems that the corporates have built are so complex that
Yeah,
AI can't make hide nor hair of it. Because it's like you try to apply AI to like the way the humans have been have created these systems for humans to work in. It's almost impossible for AI to fully replace a human unless the systems themselves are rewritten or rebuilt. Like maybe
yeah, yeah, I completely agree with you. But the, to get the same amount of work done, I think we're getting less and less people needed. So yes, you're right. We still need humans, but the number of humans we need will be getting less and less because we can allocate so much work to AI now.
Yeah, I mean, and it'll take part of a job, but it won't take the
Yeah,
full job, right? So
correct, correct.
it might allow you to get something done in a few days that might take a few weeks, or a few hours that might take a few days, but the work still needs to be done, and it needs to be
Correct,
done
correct.
by something.
Yes,
But then
I agree.
once we get to the point where we're not really hiring junior people anymore, I mean, there's got to be a point where this system's just going to collapse, right? I mean,
Hmm.
I can't see how it'll keep going if they stop hiring juniors.
Yeah, I think so. I think we are in the messy middle. So the technology is advancing quite fast, but our org structure or tech career hasn't been caught up yet, because obviously to change that, it takes years and years for humans to change behavior, to change the education system, to learn anything new. It takes years, but for, technologists to develop a new model, develop a new system, that takes, weeks and months, right? So I think we're in the messy middle. A lot of people they don't know what to do. They don't know what to study in college or in university, because they asking which jobs will survive in the AI age. So we're in the messy middle right now.
Yeah, and then I think we're still stuck in it. The education systems always lag behind,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
they're still pumping out junior coders, even
Yes.
though junior coders, it's like I can totally attest to this because I'm working on another project, and I thought, should I hire a junior coder or should I try vibe coding it? And I've
Mm-hmm.
been vibe coding it for the last couple of months, and it's amazing how well this does. Now, I haven't gotten to the point where it's production ready yet. It's still
Yeah.
in the MVP stage. So I don't know if it has to do some kind of a leap or I have to hand it over to a coder to take over. But in the formulation of the product and getting it up and running, it's
Yeah.
actually done I think it's done a pretty good job. But then the thing is that I personally had to have that technical background so I knew what it was doing wrong, right?
Yeah.
If you gave a vibe coder to a marketing person, you said, "Hey, marketing person, don't bother our coders here. Use this vibe coder to create the thing you want to create." I'm sure it would create something that's complete
Yeah,
disaster.
I totally agree. So I think vibe coding is not ready for production yet,
Mm,
but it's really good for like a proof of concept or demo. So you can just whip up something in 10 minutes and you can present to meetings, say this is how it's going to look in 3 months, and this is the look that you can the other people can see the look and feel and how it's gonna present in very short amount of time. But I don't think it will be production ready yet. So you'll need the actual software engineer who actually understands the coding, the systems, and everything. And but I think that software engineer will still use bug coding to speed up. So not to replace the human completely, but it'll speed up the process.
So tell me a bit about what's happening with agentic AI because everyone's so hot on this, right? I think somebody posted something on Substack where it just said, tell me about agentic, and it blew up and it was
Yeah.
viral. It's a viral hit and everything. And I'm like, from my perspective, it doesn't seem that special, but a lot of people think it's like the most amazing thing ever. I mean, what is it about agentic AI that's so amazing?
Well, it's a just a different concept of how the Claude or Gemini is general LLM we use every day.
Yeah.
It's a bit more, let's say, reactive. So you have to come up with some task and you tell it what to do, and you prompt it, and then it'll give you the result back, right?
Right.
But the agentic AI, or you probably heard of open Claude, those things are like proactive. So you give it a bunch of permissions, and this is what you're gonna do, and then it just runs automatically 24/7 without asking for your permissions. So you don't just
Oh,
go and
isn't it?
start writing code and it come back and stuff like that.
Wasn't there something like something called Auto GPT a while back that was supposed to do something like that that you'd have it run and it would run itself? And then is this like
Yeah, yeah,
a future instantiation or evolution of that?
yeah. So that's the major this difference, where LLM is still you need to ask what's to do, and you come back and you get the result and you refine it. Whereas agentic AI, once you given the initial instructions, it just runs it automatically 24/7 without prompting you for new information. It will just go on and do everything by itself.
Yeah. And not only does it do everything by itself, it actually is active in the world and can do things for you, interconnecting with systems and stuff like that. So you could conceivably set up an agentic AI that would do stock trades or
Yes,
whatever for you.
yes. And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it goes horribly.
I could just imagine. Could I have one that reads all my spam mail and like reads all my mail and tells me what's important?
Yeah, yeah.
I think we need more like that. But it's all of a sudden it just became like the hottest thing ever. And
Hmm.
I mean, is it something that we have to concern ourselves with? I mean, is that going to take over jobs? Like it's definitely going to take over jobs more than just straight up
Hmm.
AI.
I think yes, and I think not just taking of the jobs, but I think the accountability is I think we need to think about because if agentic AI is fully autonomous and they make its own it makes its own decisions and it acts on it, who is responsible for the action? Is it the agentic AI or is it the user who actually installed the agentic AI in the first place? If it goes and buy something you didn't want, can you ask it for a refund? Because oh, it wasn't me, it was my AI. Or if it if it maybe it writes some nest comment on your Substack, is it should I be blamed for it or should the AI blamed for it? It's like where does that boundary lies? Who is actually is it the ownership or is the accountability? It's quite a messy in the middle.
Yeah, well, isn't it kind of like the self-driving vehicles? So I tried a Waymo a couple weeks ago in San Francisco, and I thought, well, what if we got into an accident? Whose fault would it be? Would it be the programmer's fault? Would it be the car's fault? Would it be the like how do you assign liabilities to these real world like interconnections with real world when it's algorithms that are making the decisions?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So because the technology always advances first, and then the education or the laws always lag behind. So we always there's a big gap in the middle where we're not really sure.
Yeah, so that's always been a problem. But what makes it what is it because is it because agentic is now sort of simple enough to use that it's in the hands of everyone? Is that what's so amazing about it, or are we still behind and we still need? Because when I set up AutoGPT, I thought this is very technically complicated, so it'd be very
Hmm.
difficult for somebody without the skills to set it up. But if I went and did try to do something agentic right now, would you really need any kind of technical expertise to be able to set it up?
I think you need some technical expertise. It's getting easier because people develop libraries or frameworks so people can just use those. But I think still need to set up. Most people get like a Mac Mini, they install OpenClaw, and they you need to install element on top of it. Then you
Hmm.
need to configure it, and you need to configure it in a way you can like a chat, like still interact with it. So maybe most people use like Telegram, so you need to be able to use your phone like through Telegram to be able to you know give instructions to the agent here, and then once you set it up correctly, then directly like send you the result back, so you know what it's doing and stuff like that. But it takes some time to, and you need some technical expertise to set it all up. But I'm sure in 6 months' time, someone will make it something that it'll be like one click or one touch, and then it'll
Yeah,
be
you just
done,
sign up
right?
to some SaaS and it'll spawn
Yeah, it'll
off.
be
And so is the
29.99 a
exactly.
month.
And then, so is this sort of like then it's actually kind of like personal AI. I mean, this is something I've been talking about for a really long time, is that what we have now is that we are beholden to the tech companies for our AI, right? So you running Gemini or you're running Claude or you're running ChatGPT or whatever, and those AI are owned by those companies, right?
Yes,
But when you
yes,
do agentic AI with this thing running on your Mac,
yeah,
it's actually your personal AI,
yes, that's right.
and it's all you, and it's got your data and it's doing things on your behalf, so it's really on your side. So agentic AI is sounds as if to me is sort of like the first real foray into personal AI, where
Hmm.
it's all yours and it's running things on your behalf.
Yes, and I think if it goes well, I think a lot of corporates will also adopt this because now it's very, in terms of security, it's really secure. So everything is running locally
Mm,
in on their own data center, and nothing is going out to the public and to the internet because you don't really know, Cloud or ChatGPT how much data is they are collecting and what they can be used for. So a
right.
lot of corporates want to use AI, but because of this security concern, they try to limit it, right? But if everything localized, they can just use it fully every day.
Yeah, because it'll be own like your own internal AI, and you can spawn off
Exactly.
different versions of it, and it'll become agentic. And you really will see a lot of job loss at that point because they'll be taking people literally copy. So can I have the thing like watching what I'm doing and then just say, hey, keep doing what I'm doing? Is it possible for it to do that?
Maybe. Oh, did you hear that? Meta is installing some software to track and monitor the keystrokes of all the employees. It was
Yes,
in the
I
news.
heard about that.
Yeah.
And
So it will be
and is
something
there
similar because they are literally installing like a spyware to learn all the human behavior so they can be automated later.
yeah, no, no, I've heard of that, and it seems to me, and of course, Meta can do that, right? Because it's probably in the contract that you're allowed to monitor employees and things like
Mhm.
that. But still, I'm thinking that even if you get the raw data, how can you really duplicate somebody's work in that way? It just seems like that you're making so many decisions at so many decision points. That at least human beings are doing that, is that they can't
Mhm.
get to the point where they can really duplicate or replace people. I guess it depends on the job, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think some jobs are easy to automate, some will be hard. But I think just over time, they just want to start the groundwork. So they just want to start collecting data first, right?
Right.
Even though they don't know how to use it yet. They want to start collecting data. They want to curate it. They want to analyze it and then come up with something later.
So one of the things you were talking about on your blog is about what jobs you should do now that AI is coming in and taking over all the junior jobs. Do you have any idea where's the job market going now? Like if I was thinking about going into for education at a school or college or
Mhm.
whatever, what would I do? Like what would be the best job or career path for me to take?
I think you already have a job. If you already have a job, I think you really need to think about whether your job is process oriented or outcome oriented. So if
Mm.
your job is process oriented, it's really get easy to get automated and get replaced by AI. And you need to move towards the outcome oriented job. So basically, you want to have ownership of the outcome, accountability, judgment, taste, rather than process oriented, basically like a repeating stuff, like doing the same thing every day. Then it's really get easy to automate. Um, if you are still studying, um, I don't really have a good answer because I don't know what's going to be. But I think you need to um, use AI. You can't just distance yourself with AI because, oh, I don't like AI. You have to use AI. You need to know what it's capable of,
Yep.
and you need to think about how you can utilize it. Because if you don't use AI, you just fall behind. It can't come back.
No, I'm with
So
you 100%. I mean, these people who are so anti-AI, they want to
mm,
use AI for anything.
mhm,
I don't understand how they can survive in this world. I mean, AI is already behind everything. We're already,
exactly.
even if you're not using AI or you're using AI, you just might not know you're using AI, right?
Even if you try Google something, it's the top search will be Gemini response because it's AI is baked even in Google search right now.
Yep.
So you can't not use AI. And even if you're anti-AI, you have to use it. Like some people are anti-internet because internet has a really bad sides too. Like because it's anonymous and there are a lot of hate on the internet because you can just put just nasty comments on anyone and they just rage you over anything on the internet. But everyone's using internet, right? No, how can you live without internet? So you have even if you're anti-AI, you have to use AI. You have to learn about it
Oh
and to
yeah.
think about how to best utilize it.
Well, it's definitely a tool. I consider it a tool, like any other tool, right? I mean, and especially when you're a writer, you can use it. You can people use it anyway, and
Mhm.
I don't care if somebody uses AI to write something as long as the piece is good, right? So if you
Yeah,
can create a really good piece with AI,
yeah, yeah,
then if it's a story and it touches emotions, or if it's a nonfiction and it imparts information in a good way, then it
yeah,
doesn't matter to me if you've generated it with AI or not. And I don't I
yeah.
don't think we're there yet. I think we still have the AI and the non-AI sides are like bashing heads to see which
Yeah,
way to go.
I agree. Yeah, that's a funny point. So the first thing is you cannot really tell whether this is AI written or not, not to 100%
Yep.
certainty. Because there's a really funny thing on the X, I saw on the X few weeks ago. Somebody, there's like a AI detector or whatever someone made it. So if you put an article on it, it'll tell you by percentage, like how much you think it's written by AI. And some people put like a 1950, like someone's academic research paper, whatever, and the detector think is 100% written by AI. But obviously, at that time, the AI wasn't even invented, right? So you can't really tell whether it's an AI or not, even though the paragraph can be full of EM dashes and stuff like that. There's no 100% way to make sure it's an AI. So you just have to accept what it is. Like, if you like it, you like it, whether it's written by AI or not. So
Yeah. And I think the reality is because if you think about how AI is structured, right, it is taking human content that's already been created and
yeah,
putting it together in new ways. And the human content that's already been created has been created by humans. So that's why
yes,
it's so difficult for a detector to look at it and go, oh, this is created by a human and this is created by an AI, because it can't tell the difference. So,
yeah,
and if they can't tell the difference, we can't tell the difference. And
yeah.
I think we should just give up and go, you know what? If it's good, that's great. If it's
If
not
it's
good,
good, it
I
is
mean,
good.
yeah, I've heard a report that Amazon was going to start uh, hammering books that were generated by AI, even though there's lots of AI books out there. I mean, if that AI book is a good book, if you read it and you
Mhm.
get something out of it, I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree. But I
So,
think that actually leads to the interesting point because now if AI, write all the books, write all the posts and stuff like that, and humans don't need to do that, how do we tax it? Like, wait, how do we pay for it? That's an interesting topic.
well, that's the thing, right? I mean, if I write an article with AI, and
Hmm.
it's supposedly not copyrightable, right?
Hmm.
Supposedly AI generation is not copyrightable. So is that my article? Can I actually charge for it? If I put a paywall, if I go to my paywall and I put an article behind the paywall and somebody pays for the paywall,
Hmm.
is that money rightfully mine because I used Claude to generate it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's where people talk about the UBI and UHI, universal basic income,
Yep.
because if there is no labor for humans at all, how do you even get money to pay for anything?
Yeah.
And
Is
that's
that why
what
Elon
Elon
was
Musk
talking
is doing.
about, eventually
Yeah,
we're going to get to the point where everybody just sits at home and the government cuts a check and
yeah,
AI does all the work?
yeah. There's this like Elon's talking about it. There are a few others talking about. Eventually, it'll get there because if everything is automated by AIs and robots, um, you have to get some sort of income from government because there's no labor for humans to get work, and
That's right.
no work means no money. So
But then at that point we'll be at this post-scarcity society, right? Just like on Star Trek and those other future utopian visions where
yeah,
we don't have to worry about working because we can just do whatever we want. So if I want to sit home and write poetry, I can write poetry, right? If I want to paint,
yeah,
I can paint, and I don't necessarily need to worry about making money because I could just do whatever I want.
yeah. No jobs, just hobbies.
Yeah. Well, it's time to think like a future. It's the year 2036. Where do you think AI is going to be in 10 years? I mean, it's moved so fast, so
Hmm.
quickly. Where do you think we're going to be in 10 years? Do you think we're actually going to get to that point in 10 years? Like in 10 years, we'd actually get to the point where people are starting to sort of sit at home and not have to do anything anymore, that vision's been realized?
I think that's possibility. I think some people will still have jobs because I think AI will create a new and different kinds of jobs. Because some people will have to create what AI produces. Some people are still working on the labs to improve the AI. there will be like if robotics get advanced, some will have to repair those robots and stuff like this. So I think some people will still have jobs, but I think a lot of people will not have jobs as well. And there might be the UBI kicks in, and you just live off the government subsidies and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really hard to imagine because it's just changing every day, changing so fast. It's really hard to predict anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's like I think what we were in this position where things take really long time, right?
Hmm.
But I think now with AI, things seem to have been accelerating even faster than ever before because there was a
Yes.
period of time where things moved very slowly. So technology took a long time to become consumerized and everyone started using it. But I
Yeah.
think as new things come out, the period of time for people start adopting it and using it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Like for example, how long did it take for the internet to take off? How long did it take for smartphones to take off? That
Hmm.
took time,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It took time to get to the point where you had, everybody had a smartphone, to the point where
Yeah.
everybody could use a smartphone for whatever they were doing. And now we have
Hmm.
AI, which took like 2 to 3 years to get
Yeah.
to the point of almost full adoption. And I'm kind of like, well, these things are accelerating faster. So it used to be take 20, you think, okay, in 20 years we'll have self-driving cars. Now we're having them today. I mean, if
Yeah.
if you ask me, self-driving cars did come late, but the improvement in the self-driving cars is just coming faster and faster and faster every day. So I think we're getting into a curve of acceleration, and it's entirely possible that that could happen. And sometimes I actually say to myself, maybe we are already in a post-scarcity society. We just don't
Hmm.
realize it because we
Hmm.
haven't really investigated if we are, right?
Yes. Yeah, I agree because the distribution is getting so fast. That's why it feels so fast because AI can be distributed through internet, and internet is instant. So as soon as something new comes out, everyone gets it. Uh, Whereas if it's a product, you need to manufacture, you need to ship, you need to distribute. It takes time.
Yep.
But I think the AI itself can be like a distribution system. So if everyone's on the phone, if AI is installed, and if AI itself creates a new product or new service, it can be instantaneously applied to everyone's phone, everyone's laptop. So now just going to get faster and faster.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So you think in 10 years we'll all be sitting around doing poetry instead of writing?
That's very possible, and you might even ask AI to write a poetry for you.
Do you write poetry? I didn't see any poetry on your
I
Substack. Do you
don't
have
write
another
poetry. Sorry,
do you have another Substack with the poetry?
no, I don't do poetry.
So this has been great. Thank you so much. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
Just visit my Substack. It's techtensions.substack.com.
And you're called the displacement audit. Why is it called the displacement audit? Why did you give it that name?
Because I started writing around all anything about AI, but I took a niche on the displacement because I think that's the area that a lot of people are getting affected. If I just look on Twitter or on X, a lot of people are immediately worried about getting laid off because that's the immediate single thing that can be affected in their lives. So there's always a like new model. Hey, this is a new code. It draws really funny things and it creates videos and stuff like that. But it's not really affecting them right now. But if it's a job, if it's your money, because people still have a family to feed, it's the one thing that's affecting the everyday life. So I think I chose this niche because it's just changing every day, and if if I don't track it, it's just changing so fast. I just want to track it and then create an audit so that people can see, how the job market is changing,
Yeah.
what's changing the job market.
Well, I think it's super important because I think it's the number one thing that people fear the most, being displaced by
Yeah,
AI. And
yeah,
like you said, if they focused on the outcomes, So that might be that some teams, because some people, that's their whole job. Their whole job is process. So they'd have to
Yes.
either get it, they'd have to try and get another role within the company that's focused on outcomes, or get a completely different role.
Yeah, exactly. And it's coming sooner than we think. So it's better to get prepared right now.
Absolutely. So should I tell my kid to go do welding school instead of
Well,
coding?
yeah, electricians and plumbers are really a good job right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially around here. It's almost hard to find, it's very hard to find good electricians and plumbers. So anything having to do with your hands, until of course Optimus comes along and takes away all those jobs too.
Yeah. It's really funny thing, right? Because before AI, it was the white collar jobs. Like you need to get you need to get into the knowledge jobs. You need to
Yeah,
be a lawyer, accountants, coder and stuff. But now it's backwards. You need to go into the blue worker job, like to anything to with your hands. Like even farmer or builder. Those are really hard to automate because you need to build robots, and these robots need to behave in all different kind of environments, and it's really hard to make that at the moment. But AI is so easy. Just everything, knowledge jobs are easy to replace.
exactly. And we're going to get to the point where the welders and the electricians and the builders and the farmers are going to get paid more than the CEOs.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I'll put links in the show notes directly to your newsletter. All right. Thank you, sir. Good talking
Thank
with you.
you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Pixels and philosophies merge and mold, a future untold, unseen.